Oh man, so I was just minding my own business, sipping some pomegranate juice when I saw something in the charts on Phantom, which I have to share with you guys. Because does this one thing which I've seen in the charts mean that we now need to flip bearish on Phantom? And remember, I told you that I will update you when I become bearish on Phantom. So we're going to look at that in the charts right now. But before we do that, as always, guys, please head over to the links in the description. Collect your free money, guys. These guys are giving you free money. Why would you not take it? You've got Swissborg offering you up to 100 euros when you just deposit 50 euros or equivalent. You've got Coinbase offering you $10 in free Bitcoin when you buy or sell $100 or more in crypto. And you got BlockFi offering you $10 in Bitcoin when you just deposit $100 or equivalent. So go get your exchanges set up, guys. You need to have them all set up anyway. Click the link in the description, get set up, have them ready so you're ready to buy your dips on your favorite coins when we see the clues in the charts. So speaking of the charts, let's head straight into this, guys, because as you know, I like to bring you a blend of technical and fundamental analysis. And from a fundamental point of view, we've, really kicked the tires on Phantoms. If you've not watched my videos from a fundamental perspective, go and check those out, because you know that we're set up in a bullish mood in terms of Phantom, right? We love what they're doing. We like the amount of DeFi locked. We like the project. We've looked at the tokenomics as well. And now let's look at it from a technical basis, because if we can get the two matched up, if you can marry up technicals and fundamentals, that's when you're onto a winner. And here we've been monitoring Phantom for the longest time. You know, this channel has been monitoring this as one of the first and most consistent channels covering Phantom. And now I've seen something in the charts which I want to bring your attention to. And it comes on the daily chart. And on the daily chart, you remember that what we formed is we had a good run up. Let's go back actually a little bit just to remind everybody, guys. Always important to remind you of the journey we've been on, because it helps put context to what I'm about to say. So we had our rounded bottom. We broke to the upside, met our target. We came down to our triangle pattern, broke that out, reached our target there, entered this downward channel, broke out, reached our target there. Okay, that brings us now to the near term here. And we formed this bearish M pattern, remember? And we broke halfway down to our price target, and the bulls managed to pick it up. The bulls managed to pick it up, get above the neckline, which is here, but then we lost it down, right? So we fell back down, and now what that means is we're going to have to go and test the $2.46 mark. Remember, I did say that. I was hoping for a turnaround a little bit quicker, but we didn't, and that means we're going to have to test this level, which is an important level for us, at $2.46. If we struggle to pick up support there, we're heading down to $2.37. And I'm going to show you why these are important levels shortly. And you can see my arrow here from previously in the last video. This is what I'm expecting. I'm expecting a nice bounce off of this line here and then head back up to the $3.50 mark. Not straight away, but we'll head there, even collecting support at perhaps this level, $2.89 for a little bit before heading higher to all-time highs at $3.50. Now, this is going to be interesting because this will now be the third time we go and test $3.50, and I expect a good explosive movement to the upside. Normally third time's a treat, sometimes it can take more, but the more times you test that resistance level, the more likely it is to break, okay? But now this is what I want to show you. Let's bring out our trusted EMA ribbon. And you'll notice one thing on the daily chart now. The last 4 daily candles there, just look at those last 4 daily candles. They're in that EMA ribbon. They're weak candles. The bulls and bears are fighting it out, and you can see there's no clear winner, right? And what I'm pointing to is these 4 candles just there, these 4 small candles. The bulls aren't winning and the bears aren't winning. We're holding this floor. And the reason that is important, first let's look at that from bullish perspective. The reason that is important is that means we have now held this level, the $2.60 level. You can call that a floor. And if any of you have been watching my videos, particularly when I do some of the Bitcoin analysis or Ethereum analysis, it's really important that we create a floor. What I mean by this is the market is now considering $2.60 a good price for Phantom, and therefore the bears are struggling to push it down lower. Now, when you've been on such a tear like Phantom has been, we don't have confidence that Phantom, just like a couple of months ago when it was sitting back less than $1, we don't have confidence just yet that it can't just collapse back again, right? Particularly if Bitcoin collapses, and we know all of altcoins fall. Whereas what this does is when you've had a moment like this where you're getting some consolidation, it gives you some confidence that the price can hold a certain level. And for now, in the short term, $2.59 seems to be a good point for us. Doesn't mean we can't dip lower. Like I've just said to you, I do believe we will go test this level at $2.47 and maybe even $2.38. But it means that this is a good level. Now, if we go and look previously, this is what keeps me bullish on. So let's touch upon the bearish first, actually. So the bearish news here is you've actually really started to penetrate into the EMA ribbon here. You saw this wick down from Bitcoin, we did fine, and then these two candles, these 3-4 candles here are now on the second line of the EMA ribbon. If we continue to have weaker days, you could start penetrating deeper into that EMA ribbon, entering the third and fourth line, and then we're coming to crunch time, right? And we'll be covering that in these videos. So that's what I'm looking at here. If we lose this mark here, because you can see the $2.47 mark where I'm expecting to bounce sits on the 5th EMA ribbon, right where my cursor is right now. However, if we have to go down to the $2.37 mark, now you're really into the red in terms of the EMA ribbon, and there's a threat on the daily. You could be flipping bearish. So we'll have to keep an eye on that, because if you lose $2.37 on a daily, which is a longer term time frame, there is a risk that you could be flipping bearish. So we need to keep an eye on that. But now for the good news. And the good news is that if I go back and look at any sustained movements where we've had consolidation on the EMA ribbon, like so, look at the movement that comes afterwards, right? And that's what you want to know. That's what you want to be able to see, is when you do have consolidation on the EMA ribbon, it's very normal to see pronounced movements thereafter, okay? It's a consolidation period, right? People are just getting their feet, settling down after what has been a massive run-up in the phantom price. So that's definitely something we want to monitor. And if I switch across to the hourly, just to give you the complete picture here on different time frames, you can see exactly the same. On the hourly, you're almost forming a bit of a triangle. We'll monitor this as well. But you can argue that you're creating a bit of a triangle here, and we'll want to monitor which way we break out, because this could be a downward continuation pattern. And like I said, if you take your measured move from the triangle, if you're to break to the downside, very roughly, that does tie in with our kind of $2.37 or even the wick down to $2.26, this kind of an area. Okay, so if we don't collect support from the $2.47, then you will be collecting it at $2.47, and you'll be collecting it at $2.37. So that's what I'm seeing immediately on the hourly time frame. Now we'll need to bounce off of there and really head back up above this neckline at $2.83. So those are our key levels right now. At the moment, it seems to be on the hourly a continuation of a bearish pattern to the downside. That's what we're seeing here, because you've entered this triangle on the downside, continue, and you could break out to the downside, which takes you to the bottom of that triangle there. But we're gonna have to monitor this closely. Just a bit of consolidation. Like I said, from the macro, this is not an issue at all. We know we had a few crazy weeks of Phantom. It had its time. It had some pump and dump in there as well in terms of the Phantom conference, a crazy run up in price to all-time highs. It's nothing wrong with it consolidating, creating a price floor, which is very good, and then building for our next run. We also know Solana had their conference recently in terms of a layer 1 solution. They're getting a bit of attention. We know Avalanche is getting a bit of attention. That's just how this game goes, right? Luna had a bit of attention with their coin burn, and then some other coins fall out of favor. But in terms of a long-term project, you shouldn't be bothered by short-term traders coming in and out and messing around with the price a little bit. As long as you have long-term conviction, you continue to build your long-term conviction, you will be just fine. So whenever you're doubting it, go look at the amount of DeFi locked. Go look at my videos in terms of looking at Spooky Swap and Tomb Finance and all the other great things that are being built on DeFi. Go read up on the founders and what they're working on, and that should give you some confidence. Go look at the tokenomics video I posted. Go look at my long-term price target and how undervalued I think it is compared to something like Ethereum or Solana. That should help you build your conviction. So don't just look at these technical updates, guys. Go watch those videos, build out your fundamental conviction as well, and then you'll be in a good place, because you'll know this is just a super comfortable time to be invested in Phantom on the long-term basis. You should have no qualm sitting at $2 and almost 60 cents when this was sat at, far less than half a dollar, 50 cents sort of mark just months ago, right? So there you have it, guys. If you appreciate this blend between technical and fundamental analysis, then as always, hit up the like button, subscribe. For those of you who want to become members of this channel, guys, hit the join button. There's a join button at the bottom of this video. Click the join button. You have options to become different types of members on this channel, but what this means is you'll get access to our members only chat, and over there you guys can ask me one-on-one technical questions on any coins you want, any projects you want, and I'll answer those questions for you. As always, link to our free public Discord will be in the pinned comment below, so head over there, meet the community, ask questions, and I will see you in the next one.